Kaswala, Inchiknikwa, Inchash, Khizkhizuk. So today, I'm gonna go over a couple things. Beading. I brought my beading stuff, so we're gonna do some beading. And I have a medallion I'm making. Well, I think it's gonna be a medallion. I'm not exactly sure at this point, but it's from my sister. She had car problems in December, mid-December, and it costed quite a bit. She had a 50-50, and I told her if she needed, I'd bead something, and that's what this is. And so I was gonna, do a little tutorial on how to bead, or how I bead, because everybody does things different. It's not wrong. I'm an amateur. I've only been beading for a year, so we'll go over a few things. I also go over a story and this thing of nettle tea, because that's what I'm drinking right now. But first, let's do the tutorial on beading. Okay, so today I brought my beading kit, and it has extra needles. These aren't the ones I use, but those are needles, cabs, more needles that I don't use. They're not my style. More cabs, and I have paintings for making pins, because I do that too. Let's see, one thing I wanted to go over was cabs. I make my own cabs. Here's a sheet. This is just paper, because I had to test out the sides, right? Make sure it's not overlapping and whatnot. And these are for the trapezoid cabs, and I have those at home. But so I print them out like that, put the cab on, and see the circle one? So it's just a clear cab, like a sticker. You put it on and you push it, make sure it's on good, and then cut it out, and then you just glue it onto the whatever that's called. And on this one, see, I have paper. It's graph for beading, and I did not make this cap. I bought it. All right. So it supplies. That's my beading kit. And, I keep my thread in there. This is nylon size D, maybe. I don't know. I just buy whatever. Oh, my needle. Here's my needle. My needle is a size 10. So those ones in there that I don't use are size 11s, and they're too long and bendy for my liking. Like the size 10 is a bit thicker, a bit shorter, and my sister says for amateurs like me it's good, which she's right. And I just want to put it out there that my sister taught me how to bead Tamara, and so she just gave me a quick rundown on it, crash course. Just sat with her at the table with my stuff, and she showed me how to do it, and yeah, here I am. I beaded a couple medallions, a couple of earrings, a couple pins, and my work's alright, I guess. I don't know, some people like it. I haven't heard any bad stuff about it, so you know, I guess I'm doing alright for being an amateur. But so I'll show you my setup. So my project right in front of me, there's all my beads, my different my colors that I'm using. Then I have, you know, the extras in case, you know, obviously I'm gonna have to, they come in half hanks, and these are purchased, oh, they're 2-cut. I'm working with 2-cut. I like 2-cut, it's shiny, it looks, you know, pretty cool. I know there's tray things that you can use, but I don't have any myself. And I kind of like, this one's my main piece of leather that I use all the time. Usually I have two colors on there, but I started over here and I put 1, 2, 1, 2, and then my 5th color right there, right? So we're good there. And so let's get our thread ready, right? Just go like an arm's length. Gotta get my needle off the last thread there. Sometimes it's a difficult part, sometimes it's not. Like right now I lucked out and got it on the first try. So there's 2 ways you can do this. Some people just tie a knot on one, right? Me, I like to double up on it. I always put the ends together. You see how it's wavy, right? So at that point you want to put it in between your thumbs and just pull it, or your thumb and your finger, thumbnail, and just run through it a few times, and it straightens it out a bit. You know, you don't want it to, I don't know what the word is, but it gets tangled up easier. So I do two knots at the bottom. Simple. Now see, there's a blue mark on there. You can barely see it right next to the clear spot. So that's my starting point. I already measured. So, you know, another thing is how many beads you put on. So some people do 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever you feel, I guess, whatever you're comfortable with. So 2 clear, 2 yellow, too red. Oh, time out. Back it up. Jumping the gun. So you want to poke from the bottom underneath your starting point. I hope that's the right starting point. If not, we're gonna have to do it again. And this, with my beading, I only bead when I'm in a good mood. You know, you don't want to be grumpy or angry about something. So I'm gonna grab 3 blue beads because it's next, and I need my blue beads centered in the middle, right there. So we're gonna make sure it lines up. You know, double check my work here like this. Looks good. I like it. I'm comfortable with it. Take the blue ones off. Now, so you just give it a little pull. Put your bead needle through at the end, the last bead. Pull through. Now you're gonna come up halfway in between your beads. So I got 6 beads on there, so I'm gonna come up right at the 3. And then you're gonna go in between those 3 and go through again, those last 3 beads. Give it a pull. And just my luck, it did its thing. There we go. There. And that's what you do. Okay. So now that it's in a good spot, I got that tail back here. That's where I tied it. And I have my lighter. And because it's nylon, you just melt it, right? And then it just stays. So it looks neat, right? And then you do it again. So I'm on blue. So I'll get my 3 blue beads that I measured with. Get my 2 red. 1 yellow. Actually, maybe I'll do 5 this time. That way I can keep my other beads even. So my blue is beautifully matched up right there. Mostly it'll do. So put 5 beads on so I can come up in between 2 or 3. So I'll go on back of the red there. And then just give it a bit of a tug. You know, if you pull it too tight, you'll have some sticking up in funny places, and you'll have straight beads, but then if you pull too tight, you'll have one bead that's kind of angled downward, and it's totally noticeable. And so you don't want to pull too tight, but tight enough. And sometimes you can work it out, you just roll it around, right? And then things even out or whatever. Good enough. Well, not good enough, I mean, you know, do your thing. But that's how I beat. So, next, I wanted to teach how to beat. And go over stinging nettle tea. So I picked all the stinging nettle last year. Well, I showed you my oil, and it's still there in the box. So stinging nettle tea, right? We have these tea bags. Make a mess from David's Tea in the coffee room. Looks like I put a teaspoon and a half, 2 teaspoons in there. And you can really smell it too. It smells good. But so stinging nettle tea we use as a blood cleanser. Blood cleanser, it has vitamin C, it has iron, calcium, that's the other one. There's a lot in there, you know. So we use it to cleanse our blood, helps with the blood system, circulation. It's called, what was the other one? A detoxifier. So it helps with when you're trying to detox, right? And it's good for, you know, everybody pays like all these for these expensive detox drinks from wherever, right? You can go out wherever stinging nettle grows, you dry it, you got tea, and then there's your detox drink that you can get for free. Well, maybe you gotta pay gas money to go get it, right? So yeah. And this is my first time having it, so here's what color it turns. It's a nice greenish, brownish color. So I use my teaspoon and I just put it in the tea bag, and my teaspoon was wet, so when I added water, I got floaties. So I might end up with a frog in my throat, a palpetla, as my elder says. He says, "Hush, hush up, got palpetla in my throat." Yeah, there's some, but he says it all in Ukhomuksh, right? I don't know the word for throat in Ukhomuksh, I forget. But that's stinging nettle tea. So here's my first drink. Good. You know, it's not strong. It's not bad. You know, it's really good. You can put honey in there, a bit of sweetener, but I don't like to do that with my traditional teas. I always drink it straight. just with my rose red. I add sugar to that. I gotta have sugar in my rose red. But these teas, they're traditional. To my thought, my belief, it should just be, you just drink it straight. But if you want honey in there, that's fine. You know, it's not a. Just do your thing. You know, no judgment. Okay, so I'm gonna drink my tea. I'm gonna bead, and I'll tell you a story that I read. Hold on, I'll get the book for you. So this book, I think you can get it at UBC or Ussels. It says Ussels on the side, but I don't know. It's from Uncle Carl. It's from Uncle Carl. So it's called Squeckle Muta Spectac Stat Image Narratives by Koyanik. That's Carl. I call him Uncle. He's my uncle. But in the book, it's in Uchelmuksh. So you can read it in Uchelmuksh, if you can read Uchelmuksh, I can. And then it has English. And I can read English. I'm a bit slow at reading. I got robot voice when I read. My daughter laughed at me. She recorded it one time. But after the story, English story, it tells you what the words mean, and you know, it breaks it down for you. It's really good. So, the story of Owl and the girl. I'll share that story with you while I bead. So Owl, he lived up across the old bridge, and I forget the word is in the book, but I'm not good at the pronunciation part of that. He came down from over at the old bridge, and he went to the lake. I'll get you a picture actually. I lost it, but anyways, so he went to the lake, and I think it's called Skumkeen, head of the lake. That's where Owl went, and he liked a girl there, and the girl was the daughter of the leader of the people that lived down the lake. Oh, we're talking about Seton Lake here on the Lillooet side. And there was Ishkins all over down there, and they're not there anymore, but you know, we know they were there. And so Owl liked that girl, and he asked the mother, he's like, I like your daughter, I want her, what do you want for her? So in those days you traded stuff if you wanted to marry, right? So So the mother says, I want chocolate. Go pick me some chocolate. Owl says, okay, I'm gonna go get you some chocolate. He grabs baskets, you know, they're sitting right there. Goes and gets them. And says, okay, I'll go get you some chocolate. And you know, he goes and gets 2 baskets of chocolate. There's your chocolate. The mother looks at her, no, that's not enough. You gotta go get me more than that. Owl says, okay, I'll go get you some more tomorrow. And so he goes home, he comes back and grabs 2 more baskets. He goes and picks some chocolate. Spends a day picking chocolate. You know, those big big baskets. And he had 2 of those, right? It takes a day. If you ever pick chocolate, you know how we do it by ice cream buckets these days. In those days, Gillette were a bit bigger. And so he picks the 2 baskets and goes back and says, there's your Gillette. There's your chocolate. No, that's not enough. Owl says, what? Yeah, I need twice as much as that. So Owl says, all right. So he grabs 4 baskets. He goes home, back across the old bridge there. And just ran into his friend. Like, hey, he tells him the story. I found a girl down the lake. I really like her, and the mother wants chocolate. I already picked her 4, but that's not enough. I gotta pick 4 more. And his friend's like, yeah, I'll help you pick some chocolate. So they go out and they pick some more chocolate. Well, you know, 4 more. Like, oh, okay, that's enough chocolate. Oh, look at it, you know, he's happy. We're done. We picked enough chocolate. 8 baskets, right? But now I need some horses. Horses? You want some horses too? Yeah, 4. Go give me some 4 horses. So, all right, I'll get you some horses. You know, Owl goes home again. The next day he comes back with his 4 best horses. And here's my 4 best horses. So the mother says, okay, you can marry my daughter, you can take her. Oh, like, yeah. He takes her to his Ishkin, or his home up the old bridge, right? You know, a couple of weeks go by. The girl's parents, the mother, they don't see their daughter for a while. And they get worried and concerned. We haven't seen our daughter, we better go and check on her. So they go over to Owl's house. And you know, they see their daughter. What? So Owl, what he's been doing, you know, he'd blow his nose and wipe it in her hair. And then, you know, that's what he did time and time and time. All the time that she was there with him, that's what he was doing. He'd blow his nose. Okay, so after Owl, you know, like blew his nose, kept wiping in her hair, right? It was all crusty, so the parents could recognize her. And Owl was coming back. Okay, we'll come back and get you when Owl's gone. Okay. So they go home. Go home and plan it out. We'll wait till Owl goes hunting, and we'll get our daughter. Yeah. So, you know, Owl, they're watching Owl's house, and they see him fly away. Okay, Owl's going hunting. We got time. Go bring her home. So they went and Owl, you know, he went hunting, and they grabbed her, and they brought her home. And Owl gets home. Like, hey, where's my wife? I know. Her parents came and got her. Took her home again. So he goes back down the lake. Talks to the parents. Where is she? Oh, she's inside. And he goes inside and sees her, right? And so the parents fixed her up. Got all the snot out of her hair, all the crusty stuff, you know, it's in there for a long time. So he's like, wow, how did you get her to be so beautiful? How did you get her hair like that? It was nice, shiny brown, you know. And parents said, oh, we got special medicine for that, bear grease. And that's what we did, we put it in there. And Owl says, wow, well, can you do that to me too? Parents, yeah, we can do that, I guess, yeah. You go home and we'll come see you tomorrow. Okay. So Owl goes home, back across the old bridge there, and the parents, they go out and they pick a pitch. They pick pitch, and you know, they warm it up and make it liquidy. And they go see Owl. And they, okay, Owl, you ready? You know, it's the next day, so okay, Owl, we're gonna fix you up real nice. Yeah. So what they do is, you know, they're fixing him up, putting pitch on him. He thinks it's bear grease, right? So he's sitting there soaking it in, and you know, they start putting it on his face, and they cover his eyes with this pitch. And said, okay, you leave it, let it dry. Tomorrow, in a few days, you take it off. Okay. So the next day, Owl wakes up and he can't open his eyes. So what does he do? He pulls his eyelids, pops them out, right? Like he pulled real hard. And he had his eyelids there, and his eyes were real wide from pulling, right? Like, oh, he looks at them and he puts them on his head. That's how I'll look from now on. You know, he's got his big eyes because he pulled his eyelids off, and Owl has horns now because that's where he put his eyelids. And he had to be like that because it was his punishment for mistreating the girl, was to be like that. Well, not be like that, but the punishment was putting it on him for mistreating. And yeah, that's the story of Owl and the girl. And now you know why Owl has horns and big eyes. Because that's what he did to that girl. And yeah. Thank you. This Takamenstuknukwa.